So we have ourselves a ladder match between Team Liquid. Well, he was Liquid's sole Terran until they signed Tasia. Made it to the round of 8. This is LiquidJinro. That was an interesting rally point. And in the upper right here on Daybreak, we have ourselves SlayersBrown. The Protoss from Slayers. He was one of that group of Protosses, like Genius and Parting and Oz, excuse me, who for a while there was very highly regarded, I think it was, potential-wise. And he has not put it together the way that Parting especially has, but he's still a very solid Protoss from what I see over in Korea. So we have ourselves Jinro, who unfortunately did not qualify for the GSL this year, or this month, as he lost 2-1 to... Oh, who did he lose to? That's not a full wall off. Or maybe it is. I don't think it is, though, because Jinro going with the 1 Rax and 1 Gateway from Brown. Probably going to see an expansion from both players coming up here. Yeah, that's not a full wall off. I don't know what Jinro did there, but Jinro does take his gas, as does Brown. Interesting. So we're not going to see the earliest of expansions, fast expansions for either player. Probably see a tech lab go down on this barracks quite soon. Pause there. Back in, and yep, Jinro. And the tech lab goes down right away. I don't believe that the probe spotted it. Oh, get back here. Nope, the probe did not spot the tech lab as it ran away. And it is going to probably place a proxy pylon over in this bottom right-hand corner. Meanwhile, the Protoss Brown getting that cyber core and the assimilator going. Still only 1 gate right now. No expansion as Jinro checks for that. But very interesting right now what exactly Brown is going to decide to do once this cyber core finishes. As I would guess he's going to... I have no idea. He hasn't taken his second guess yet. And it is a Reaper from Jinro. That's an interesting choice. And especially because the SCV gets in there and gets out. But that Stalker's going to come out and easily shut down the Reaper. But the Reaper will allow a bit of map control. It'll also be able to scout out around for pylons, take down the pylons with those grenades quicker than most, say, a Marine would. Combat shields coming up first for Jinro, as he's going the expansion as his command center goes down. Still nothing has been built. Oh, there it is. There's the Nexus. So both players going for 1 rack, getting the gas, making certain they were a little safe, getting their tech going, and then expanding. So that Warp Gate's going to finish well before the Nexus finishes for Brown, so he should be able to defend any sort of attack somewhat easily. He's going up to 3 gates. See if there's anything else. He's got a large amount of gas, so it'll be interesting to see if he goes for a robo. That would be my guess, is he'll probably throw down a robo here. Throw down the robo. Yes, he throws down the robo. I am correct. And this Reaper, just like I said, scouting around the map, trying to get away from that Stalker. And Jinro sees the Stalker out on the field, knows he's got to throw down a bunker, otherwise that Stalker is going to annoy the ever-living crap out of him, especially with the macro, or the micro of a player like SlayersBrown. So SCV Scout in here being able to see everything that's going on, including that robotics facility going down, and the 3 gates, and the gas going down. Very nice Scout. Also, I believe, I'm almost certain that he saw yes, he did see the Nexus, so very much aware of everything that's going on in the Protoss' base is LiquidJinro. Meanwhile, for the Protoss Brown, he knows very little. I gotta think that because of the way that Jinro normally plays, which is a slightly macro-oriented playstyle, from what I've seen of him, I've got to think that he is going for, or that Brown is expecting macro from Jinro and that he's going for an expansion, especially with that Reaper out on the field. That Reaper's there more or less out there to pick off any sort of zealots or especially probes. I really do like this Reaper choice, especially because of no early pressure, because you can easily, as the Protoss, or as the Terran, not easily, but the Reaper does an excellent job picking off probes because of the damage it does to light units. I don't remember if it two-shots them or not, actually. Let's see, 2 attacks, 9, 18... No, you have to kill them with 3 shots, but they do take them down much quicker than, say, a Marine, and they also take down pylons much quicker, so it's very important to take that out. Brown's got 3... That's his second observer out. Brown already had an observer out. Where is that other observer? Floating over is Jinro's on 3 Raxes. He does have combat shield. Stim is on the way. He is supply blocked, and there's the factory going down. Probably going to see the... he's a little low on minerals. +1 on the way for Jinro. Jinro does do a solid job with his upgrades. And there goes the starport and the reactor both start at the same time, which means they'll finish around the same time. Factory will be able to lift off, and then the starport will finish, and we'll get on to that. Reactor and Jinro will start his dual medevacs. And up comes all sorts of stuff for Brown. This Reaper continues to patrol at the 3rd, and Brown Stalker at the top of the base there. Both players slightly light on units. Jinro has a solid amount of Marines, as he does. I think maybe he may have spotted the observer, or the movement of the observer. So no robotics facility going down. Instead, we got a Twilight Council and Blink and +1 armor, +1 weapons, both on the way for SlayersBrown. Brown doing an okay job. He does have some chrono boost on his natural nexus. He may be waiting to get that second chrono boost up. Nope, and he uses it. Well, he uses the main one on Blink. Interesting that he's not using it to. There's another chrono boost. Maybe he... I don't know where he used it. I do have to say that that is the next step. His General looks like he's just going to go straight through the center here with 23 Marines and 2 Marauders. I don't think he has... He does have concussive shell. He's still going off of 3 Raxes. He's got his double medevacs out. They've just come down. So he's going to push with the factory spotting ahead. Brown is going to see this with his probe at the watchtower, and with the Immortal in the back, and with all of those sentries with all sorts of energy. I don't think that Jinro should push here. That would be a major mistake, especially trying to get up the ramp. That's hoping that your opponent's force fields are off. And again, now he's got 2 Immortals up there, and you can see Jinro right now making a smart decision, just baiting the force fields out of Brown. If he does make that mistake, he can jump on it. He does have 4 medevacs, not a lot of Stalkers up at all. Only the 4, okay, and there are the Stalkers right there, so no more. I was going to say, Jinro could conceivably lift up and over the force fields and drop down, but with all of those Stalkers now, it's not going to happen. Jinro using this time to get up his 3rd. It's about 3/4 of the way done. He's also, well, his armory is done. He's got 1/1 completed, and that observer sees everything that's going on. Although Jinro does know about where the army is with that factory in a good position. Brown still hasn't taken his 3rd. Jinro may want to try and maybe take a drop into the main the next round of units he gets. Try and separate these forces, especially because on 2 bases it's a little bit difficult to to separate a Protoss in this situation. And there's a minor stim right there. Scan goes down. I don't know if what that was for exactly. Brown does have pylons placed throughout the edges of his base, so he'll see the drop coming, but he's going to have to split, and there's the blink up, and you got to think here that Jinro could go in. No, he's not going to, as that drop is easily taken care of, but Jinro is up the ramp. He's going to take out an Immortal for nothing, and here comes the engagement right now. Guardian Shield goes down, solid force skills. Colossus just pops out just in the nick of time. Good kiting from Jinro. Those Zealots having charge done is a huge deal, especially because the upgrades, they're on even ground here. Here's a pylon though, and we're going to see harassment. 2 Zealots warping in now into the 3rd of Jinro. The and the third for Brown goes down. This could be a big swing in movement here. Jinro is on the back foot right now, especially army size-wise. It looks he is 23 food down, and he's down 10 food in workers alone. So that means, oh, I hit the pause button, sorry. So that means that he is about 13 food down army supply-wise, and Brown has an excellent network of pylons up along the upper left here to spot any drops, as well as to warp in harassing zealots. So out come the Vikings for Jinro. He's got 3 Vikings out right now, as Brown has gone into Colossus production, which was quite interesting. Extended Thermal Lance is on the way. 2-2 is just about to finish, and there goes the Twilight Council. Although our Holy Artosis Pylon Batman, one drop, 2 drops, just drop and take out that pylon, and drop and take out that pylon there. And Jinro doing an excellent job. He's actually going around and finding the pylons in the upper left-hand corner. 2 zealots do come down though, and he's going to do a Brown smart idea. He does happen to put them on wait, but these units probably will find those zealots. Yep, they are even rallied to keep searching and will run into those 2 zealots and will most likely kill them. Although I do have to say, oh, and they are even on upgrades. It's only a Marine that's going down there to try and find those zealots. Those zealots are going to go in though, and a nice supply depot wall off right there, as well as that bunker. But there is a way in, and these zealots are going to get a couple kills. I think he does get a mule. And can he get the other mule? Yes, he does get the other mule. That he gets 3 mules. That's a big deal right there. 3 mules for 2 zealots. Very nice harassment done by Brown. Not only that, his larger army and the 3 Colossus, and now the Archons coming in. And I'll tell you what, the only plus that Jinro has going for him is that he is not way behind on upgrades. He's even on upgrades. And Brown taking that forward expansion for his 4th. Jinro's going to have to make something happen very soon here. I'm not absolutely certain what it could be. He's going to have to get some really good engagements. And just, I don't know. It's looking dire for Jinro right here. And 2 more Templar warped in and merged. Storm not being researched at all by Brown. Very interesting. Couple of cannons going down. More pylons. Jinro does have solid control of his side of the map. No pylons up in the upper left or anywhere else. So he does have that advantage, that there's not a forward proxy pylon to warp in should Brown make an attack. Not only that, he's got a Marine there, he's got a Marine here. He does see most of the attack paths for the Protoss Death Ball, so Jinro will be aware of what's going on with the army, as well as a Terran probably could without scans. And a couple of Marines. Oh, a Marine's going to spot the 3 Zealot aggressive force, and Jinro kiting with that lone Marauder, Hero Marauder. Oh, he's joined by his friends, and the Marauder will live. Splitting. Nice micro from Jinro right there, but it does give Brown the opportunity to move down here. And Templar Archives. Storm is almost done. Ghosts are out, and it looks like he does have that the reactor. The reactor for his ghosts done. He does have a Marauder and 2 ghosts still stuck back at home. A misrally. Yes, he does. He does not have a cloak. 3-3. Well, he'll be on 3-2, and here comes the attack. The Stalkers blink back out after chasing away the Vikings. Vikings could circle around this side here over this ledge and get some nice shots on those Colossus, but Jinro is going to have to have some perfect EMPs. No good storms there, killing a couple of Marines, and they're going to drain the energy from those medevacs really, really quickly. And that Marauder is going to go down. Yes, it does go down. Brown backs off a little bit. There's the sensor tower to take a look at what's going on, and it'll be interesting to see. Jinro now knows that SlayersBrown is taking this forward position. He's basically going to say, here, I'm going to force you, I'm going to take this base, I'm going to be way ahead economy-wise, I'm going to force you to have to take this because it's a forward base, it's protecting my other 2 bases, pretty much all of his bases in the bottom right, all of his expansions. He's going to have to make absolutely certain Jinro would, that he's got to pay attention to this. Very much a strategy move, and it looks like Brown's actually not going to throw a Nexus down at this position. Very interesting. And Dark Templars have entered the field. There's the Dark Shrine, and that's going to be very... Oh, and down goes the missile turret, but it's a little too late. Oh no, and the Marauders coming over to help out. They are not going to like this at all. They're going to run away. That command center is just going to float there for a while, and Jinro is now going to have to burn some scans. And here comes the big attack from Brown into the fort of Jinro. Jinro's army split up nicely to avoid the splash damage, but still not working too well. Good EMPs go down all over the sentries and the Templar, and he's going to push this back. He had way too many Vikings for the Colossus to take care of, and those EMPs were right on target, and those two storms absolutely whiffed. Oh my goodness, Brown now back on the back foot. He just warped in a ton of Zealots, but he's going to have to hold on here. Those Vikings are still alive. No Colossus left on the field. Here comes a Templar. It gets EMP'd, and Jinro should be able to push through this attack here very easily. He's got a lot of leftover Vikings. He may want to land those. That's food that's being taken up. I don't see how. I don't see any more Colossus coming out for... nope, they are coming out for Brown. He does have a ton, and I mean a ton of gateways. Shield level 1 is on the way. Jinro, beautiful, beautiful storms on those Templar. Oh, it was a thing of beauty. The Vikings, so many Vikings able to take out the Colossus very quickly. In fact, with the +1 weapon upgrades, and here we come again. Here we go. Jinro's going to have to split his army, and EMPs go down on the... And more Templar missing storms. Jinro is very much winning the micro battle between Ghost and Templar, and there goes another snipe, and another snipe goes down. But the Ghost is cut out in front, and two Colossus join from the front. Jinro turns around, decides to fight with his Vikings, attacking the Colossus. Colossus is going down very quickly. That Mortal in the back doing tons of damage. The Archon's tanking so much damage. That force field going against Brown, and down go the Vikings. Although that Immortal's still alive, 11 kills, but Jinro's barely going to throw it back. But you gotta put the advantage on the side of Brown. Brown's had more bases for longer. He's also doing some doing some Warp Prism harassment, and Jinro's got to back off. His forces slowly but surely got whittled down. His Viking count is still pretty solid. It'll be interesting to see if he's on his way. Nope, looks like he's just scouting. He's trying to find the Warp Prism, and he's going to find it quite easily, and it's going to go down and die. I didn't see where the harassment was, if there was any, but Jinro going Mass Command Center, Orbital Command, Planetary Fortress. And I'll tell you what, Jinro for me has always been, and that means that he's using some SCVs at the front of the battle as cannon fodder and to free up supply. I've got to say, Jinro for me has always been on the cutting edge of Terran strategy, whether it has been, he was one of the first Terrans I saw that was lifting up his units with medevacs to get over or escape from force fields if they got force fielded. He was one of the first to use nukes. There was a game I casted against, I'm trying to remember who it was now. I don't remember who it was, but he used nukes constantly until he actually nuked the army of the Protoss and actually hit it. It was amazing. It was incredible. It made me so happy because it was so cool. It was new. It was something that, hadn't been done before, really. So, and that went down quite quickly. So Brown is stuck right now, and I say stuck, on 5 bases. Jinro also on 5 bases, so they have both stabilized after that big skirmish engagement in the middle. Jinro won that by the hand of his micro. His Ghost micro went way above anything Templar-wise that Brown had at the time. That's not to say that, it's not me. Don't take that the wrong way. But Jinro now with some Ghosts out on the field, and he's scanning to try and get rid of observers here. He's also got nukes on the way, and remember what I said earlier, Jinro likes his nukes. Yeah, there's another scan. I think he's scanning for observers, and those Vikings are patrolling to take out those observers so that his Ghosts can do what they want nuke-wise. Nice cannon placement, although the back is vulnerable to a drop from Jinro if he wanted to do it. And Jinro overextending himself maybe a little bit. There goes the nuke, the forward nuke. And Brown's going to easily get away from that. Another nuke going down. I don't know where this one is, though. I don't know where any of them are. Oh, nuking the... Oh, Brown doesn't see it. Brown does not see the nuke. It is natural. It is 5th. He's going to lose a couple probes at least. At least. Oh, and his army's not brought over there, thankfully for him, but a good number of probes go down. And another nuke being launched. Where is it? Oh, the nuke going down over here now. Brown does spot that one. He is going to get away. The observer comes out into the Deathball army, and 2 ghosts go down. And that nuke lands, but does not do any does not get any kills. Jinro. There's another nuke in the same exact spot. He's going to want to nuke again somewhere else. That's the thing. If you nuke twice, that first one is usually caught by the player, but that second one is almost always missed. The nuke will land. Yes, no, it won't. That nuke missed. I thought it was going to land, and here comes the forward nuke. And a good storm on top of the Vikings. Although he's going to lose a couple stalkers. Yo, he was very close to losing his entire army. He almost moved that army into the nukes. And Jinro right now is biding his time, trying to pick off Templar. Almost gets one. And loses 2 Vikings in the process there. And there goes another nuke. And he's really just forcing back Brown whenever he's able to with the nukes. They're not doing a ton of damage yet, but they're doing an excellent job keeping him uncomfortable, having to always move his army around, and Brown now trying to take here, and now his army moving out to reinforce. That means the Jinro can move forward and definitely take another nuke if he wants to. He can force a nuke down here. Look at that scan. He's going to force him. Oh, he does snipe off 2 Templar. There goes the nuke. He's going to want to nuke again. Lead him. Lead him. Oh, nope, nope. That nuke's going to get canceled if the 2 observers are now with SlayersBrown's army, and this is it right here. This could be the big engagement. Yo, Jinro does not want to let this expansion get up, but he is going to take the expo up here in the upper right next. Notice how they're right next to each other's mains. Jinro sending in 3 SCVs. A 3 SCV hit squad easily killed. 3 more SCVs going to avenge their brother. Nothing. Down goes another nuke. It's back there. It's back there. Oh, Brown. Oh, Brown. Oh, no. Oh, good storm on the Vikings there. Nicely done. And that nuke does a solid amount of damage. And here comes another nuke to take out the cannon. Scanning again to see if he can't get the observers. These ghosts getting focus fire down. Down it goes. EMPs go down. The ghosts out in front, but that planetary fortress in the back is going to be worth its weight in gold. And good micro by Jinro with these 5 Vikings left alive to do what he can to take out the Colossus. Another nuke going down now. Oh boy. And this nuke will land. And Brown just completely on the back foot right now. He does have +3 shields. I don't see any sort of interesting, like, tech switch, and Brown's just going to go for it. Here's the planetary fortress in the middle, and the EMP is good. Storm misses. EMP misses back and forth here. That planetary fortress, though, is going to stop any sort of attack. At least give it enough time for Jinro to get back there with his army of ghosts. I mean, it's mostly ghosts. It really is a lot of ghosts. This is after the patch. Snipe does only do 25 damage, plus 25 to Psionic. And Jinro is going to nuke, but he's going to lose it. Oh, and there goes the second nuke down. Oh, good storms. And the storms miss on the Vikings. Oh, but Brown doesn't, apparently, does he know about that nuke? I don't think he does. He loses a... Oh, he lost the Templar. And because his Stalkers have been blinking forward and back, they've been caught out of position a couple times, especially caught in nukes, and that has allowed Jinro's Vikings to basically kite back the Colossus, and Jinro is going to nuke down this expansion of Brown's. Brown is almost in full retreat here, back to his center expansion. It's incredible. Future of TVP. Nukes. Oh, and Brown's gonna go and say, screw this, I'm gonna just attack you. And he goes to take out Jinro's extra base up here, and that, oh boy, that planetary fortress went down quite quickly, and Brown's just gonna get out of there as quickly as possible. That storm, ooh, that looked like a good storm, but it just barely missed. Jinro's done an excellent job with the Vikings over these crevices, trying to do what he can, and I don't know where this nuke is. Oh, it's down at the bottom again. Actually, there are two nukes down at the bottom. That ghost is going to live, just barely. Boom goes the nuke. And, oh no. Boom goes the nuke, barely missing that Templar. That Nexus is going to go down, so they both trade a base. And Brown sounds like he wants to move forward. The only problem is that each nuke is 100-100, so Jinro not doing any damage with them is slowly but surely falling further and further behind. Brown going back up to make certain that this base not taken. Looks like he wants to take it for himself here. Be interesting to see what Jinro decides to do, as well as what Brown does. Both of these players, if they're caught in a bad engagement, are going to be in a bit of trouble. Here comes two Templar full of storms, and the first one misses just barely. Two snipes go down as well as EMP. That Templar is out of energy, and the other Templar died, and there's the snipe, and that Templar goes down as well. Jinro's control has been incredible. He's scanned, so he almost knows for certain that there are no more Templar. There's only one Templar with Storm in the back of that pack. And there's one nuke going down. And Brown trying to take both bases. I guess he figures if he can take one, or if he can take both and loses one, he's still in a good spot. And here come more nukes. Oh, the Observer's almost caught out of position. And that gets canceled. The nuke going down on the Nexus. Ooh, good job. Why? Oh, how did it not die? Oh. And Jinro's upgrades, I gotta say, Jinro, I'm surprised no more upgrades on the ship weapons for his Vikings. I guess that's money he doesn't want to spend. Here comes an attack from Brown. Brown's gonna try and move around and take out the planetary fortress before Jinro can respond, and he does, and he's backing out and getting away. Good decision making there. Slowly wearing down. Nice storm, takes out a Viking there, and here come the ghosts to avenge their Viking brothers. Nope. This has been well done right now. Jinro has won the Ghost versus Templar micro, but Brown has done an excellent job against every other unit, it seems, keeping his Colossus alive with the Ghost. There's a nice storm on top of the Ghost. A couple of kills there. EMPs barely brushing the backside of the army, getting a couple of Archon shields. This, oh, good storm on top of a bunch of Ghosts, and all of a sudden those Ghosts are in the orange, and the please don't come after me EMP from that Ghost. And again, the planetary fortress up here, the Observer does spot it. So both players having the tentative Treaty of Versailles. It's like trench warfare. It's, I mean, both players poking and prodding at each other, trying to figure out where they can push, where they can win, where they can do damage. I don't know what died there. It must have been a Templar. I for a while there, I thought that Jinro was way out in front. There's a nuke everywhere. A nuke. Where is that Ghost? Oh, he's below the ramp. Okay. And down goes a pylon and two cannons, and that just landed on an. Ooh, here comes a big nuke. There's a big storm, and the EMP takes care of that one Templar. That was a good nuke, and down goes the Observer. Jinro's done an excellent job taking out Observers, or at least trying to. That's a smart idea. He's using cloaked ghosts with nukes, trying to force the Protoss into bad positions, even forcing him, just mentally draining him with the nukes. You constantly have to be aware of where the nukes are. If multiple nukes go down, you've got to be worried about where the one is and where the other one is, and it's just, it's a pain in the butt. And there goes the nuke down there, and the Ghost is dead now with the one Observer, and here come a bunch of EMPs all over the Archons, and the Archons are down. The storm's not good enough. More Archons remain. The Vikings have all been taken out, though. Jinro with mostly a ghost army. Oh, it's a lot of zealots that just got warped in by Brown. Oh boy. And there's another nuke. I don't know where it is. Jinro's in some trouble here. He's going to have incredible EMPs and positioning. There's a good EMP. A good storm from Brown, though, pushes him back a little bit. And like I said, because of the fact that there's mostly a ghost army, he doesn't have the DPS that you would normally have in a bio army, and it's really costing him here. Only Colossus really remaining here against Ghosts. It's Ghosts versus Protoss army, and it looks like Jinro may be able to push back. Here come a bunch of Zealots, thankfully for Jinro. Ghosts do a solid job against Zealots because they are light, but the Planetary Fortress will have to be the hero of the day for Jinro. Jinro's in a bit of trouble here. He is making Vikings. It'll be interesting to see if Brown has gone back to Colossus. No Templar. Jinro's done a solid job so far. He does keep making ghosts. Oh man. Ooh, and down goes one Viking. Two Vikings go down. Nice snipe there by Brown. Brown's gonna maybe try and force something. Not a smart idea on his part. He does take the central watchtower. Jinro once again on the back foot here. To get back into this, I think he's gonna have to have a nuke. At least a nuke. Hit something and drop. Although I'll tell you what, he does have this upper right expansion locked down pretty tight with four planetary fortresses. And out come two more Colossus for Brown. That'll make 4 Colossus. And Brown's already remaxed. I mean, Jinro has been barely able to fight and hold on here, but he's in some trouble. Brown, like I said, remaxed already. He's going to have at least a nuke hit, but that's going to be tough with all the observers in the army. And those Templar are waiting there to take out anything that tries to come down the ramp. Just like that, Jinro, though, knows he's got to go. That nuke's going to drop. He's going to kill his own army. Oh, he killed his own army with the nuke. I don't know what he was doing there. I think he knows the game is pretty much over, that Brown has won this. I don't know, maybe he thought he canceled it and he didn't. Brown is going to go up to try and take out the three planetary fortresses. And those planetary fortresses are defending the Ghost that is trying to nuke down the army. Oh, there's no pincer movement. Why wasn't there a pincer nuke? Oh, it would have been so awesome, Jinro. But really, Brown probably should just go for the kill right now. He should just force his way up the ramp. He has so many more units, so much more damage. Here comes the self-defensive nuke. Brown knows it and backs up, and Jinro's forced to cancel it. Jinro running away one of his orbital commands. He's going to lose it though. The Blink Stalkers. Down goes another nuke. Where is this one? Oh, the nuke in the... Oh, the nuke from his main! He's nuking from his main! Oh, wow, that's impressive. Who knew that you could actually nuke that nuke from here to there? I'm certain that Zergs now are crying foul, because that means siege tanks can hit from here to here, not that it really hits anything in the base. But that's very interesting, and Brown's going to swing around and try and take out this upper right expansion again. That Ghost's in trouble. Oh, the Ghost. Oh, the Ghost. Not even trying to nuke. He's just going to do what damage he can. And here comes the army that is remaining for Jinro. He's probably going to move out and try and just base trade. I mean, even a base trade wouldn't work because Brown has just such a bigger army. Down goes a mist storm. Here comes another storm. That one won't miss. That'll hit a good amount of units. As Jinro walks right back through it. More Marines coming out. Jinro making whatever he can. He's very low. He's basically out of mining bases right now. This is his army. This is the only army he has. He has no nukes left. This is basically it. Here comes the death ball of the Protoss. He's had this death ball like 10, 20 times this game. It feels like LiquidJinro on his last legs, and he goes down. The GG in what was a 48-minute game. That was a well-played game by LiquidJinro. Nicely played by SlayersBrown, keeping his wits about him, not getting forced into any sort of errors. and just trying to retake whatever bases he could over and over again. He really had the better mid game. He was behind. Jinro was on 3 bases to his 2, but Jinro did no damage, took no advantage of it, and SlayersBrown from there went to 4 bases against Jinro's 3, and it just seemed to all go downhill from there for LiquidJinro against SlayersBrown.